Already welcome. Yeah, I did get a haircut. I'm not a huge fan of it. In general. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. I'm sure we'll be talking about it all night. I tried to go and just get my usual, like, Beatles haircut is what I told him. I was like, I want the same style, just a little bit shorter. Just told him swooped across the eyebrows. And they tried to give me this, like, trendy, asymmetrical haircut. Where it's like... flipped up a little bit. I don't know. It's hard to describe. Not like flipped up necessarily, but I don't know. Hey, what's up, Holy Thumb? I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I did trim the beard up, which is nice. Might have my wife correct it. I mean, I do have a little bit of bedhead. I just got up a second ago, and with shorter hair, it tends to, you know, act a little more weird when you get up. You haven't taken a shower, like, right when you get up, but I fell asleep with it wet earlier today after I took a shower. But yeah, I don't know. It just looks too trendy for me. I'm not a big fan of it, so we'll see what happens. I just have to shave it. Shave it all. I guess let's stick with the trend of ban Nautilus. Hopefully we can stop the bleeding. We've lost about 150 LP in 2 days, so... I mean, it's going to reset in a couple of days anyways. It's just... losing that much still doesn't feel great. It's been a lot of people that have just been coming in that have not played in a long time, I think. And that's going to happen on both teams, but it's just been a little frustrating. It seems like I've had the people that have not played in a while, or at least other... I don't know. That's what it feels like. Maybe that's statistically not true, but... Nice. Good job, Holy Font. Yeah, if you CS more, that definitely helps. I mean, sub CS is... you just want to do as well as you can, but if there's like a lot of fighting, or if the jungler is just hard camping your lane, it might be correct to have less CS. Rather than to try to force CS and to die. But it is nice, you know, on average, to shoot for at least 70 CS per 10 minutes. It's good. I did finish the support tier list, but I didn't get it uploaded, so that'll probably come online tomorrow around noon. Rather, I have it uploaded, but I don't have it, whatever, finalized, tagged up and produced and things like that. It'll still take another, probably 20 minutes, and then I can release it tomorrow. So his first pick Rakan. They're probably gonna pick something like Qiyana into Jinx. Huh. Okay, well, I mean, I guess if you guys like it, maybe it's not as bad as I think it is. It feels just a little too hipstery to me. It feels like a younger person's haircut. If I have it, it feels like a, I don't know, to me it seems like an old person trying to look like a young person, but maybe not. .10.1 is out, but the new season hasn't started. Just to clarify for people, it's very confusing. Like, the new season doesn't start until Friday, but 10.1 is out right now. Yeah, I did kind of trim the beard up a little bit. I just didn't want to go full on shave it. They're not gonna, they don't need the stats because they're not gonna make any balance adjustments before that. Like, I think the only reason would be strictly because that's a weekend and it's gonna, like, the people are gonna be off work. Some people will be off work that work, you know, Monday through Friday, and kids will be out of school. I think that's basically what it comes down to. They want everyone to be able to, like, rush in and binge like 1 billion games, which I don't really think that's a good thing per se, but I guess it's a chance to, like, get together with your friends or throw some kind of party, or maybe for like college esports clubs or high school esports clubs and things like that. Maybe that's time for them to sort of plan around it and do like an event or something. It's probably something like that. Hey, what's up, Emi? Yeah, I know some people wait like a while to get started. I don't think most people do, though. I think a lot of people just get hyped into it right away. Well, it's up to you. Like, my theory on ranked is, I mean, I'm a little bit more, I don't know. I'm more of a realist about it than like a hyper about it. Hey, what's up, Royal? I appreciate it. To me, I mean, personally, I know I'm going to play like 1,500 to 2,000 games. This is, you know, one of my jobs. It's a stream on the channel, so I know that I'm playing like 5 games a day, you know, 350 days a year. So to me, regardless of where I place, you know, in the first 10 games or something, it really doesn't matter that much. I'm going to end up wherever I end up at the end of the season. So I don't really care too much about the placements. I mean, it's cool if you place higher. But, you know, for a lot of people, and I think this will help people out a lot with maybe anxiety. I don't know. But
I think Zaya told me to improvise.
Just, unless you're just not going to play the game all season hardly, it just really doesn't matter where you place that much early on. If you're playing better overall and you think you deserve to be higher, if you're playing better than everyone around you, you're going to climb. Everyone else is going to start off lower. Pretty much everybody starts lower. Like, that's by design. Yeah, I'm probably not going to get to Challenger.
Minions have spawned.
But that, you know, that's just what I think about it. I try to have a longer term perspective on it. Yeah, it hasn't started yet, Kamoy. It's patch 10.1, but the new season starts Friday.
Wow,
James asked, what do I think about Nami? I think some sites are overhyping the change. However, I will say that I did misread it when I was looking at doing the support tier list, the AoE as it applies to champions, your on hit does apply to all AoE on champions. It fully applies. The reduction, like the 50% damage reduction, only applies to minions and non-monsters. So I'm answering it right now, man. So it's okay. I mean, we'll see. I'll probably try her out a little bit here in a bit. Damn it, he already had his fucking, I didn't think he was gonna have the, aftershock back again already. That's annoying. But yeah, so I mean, it's probably good. I don't think she's gonna go up a ton though. I mean, it depends on how her E, or like how that interacts with, not necessarily damage over time, but spells that do multiple hits worth of damage. So I'm thinking like Misfortune's ult and Misfortune's E. If that triggers it multiple times, then that could be really strong, like in certain situational cases. But I think that overall, she's not going to rise that much more than she currently is. You know, maybe a percentage point. Maybe. But I don't think it's going to be this huge, like, meta-defining shift that some of the, you know, all-cap sites are talking about. Like, oh, it's going to bring mages into the bot lane and all this stuff. I don't think it's going to go that far. Hey Royal, there should be a Discord, maybe an admin. Just do like exclamation point Discord, and the bot should tell you.
Okay, Rakan.
Yeah, I don't know if set's out yet or not. A lot of times with new champions, they don't bring them out until like a day or two late. I don't understand some of their timing windows sometimes, but. Wait, what? How'd that happen?
There's wild bees in the trees. It's just a fury.
How did the ADC die?
Not again. I'm gonna
Well, that's rough.
Enemy killing spree.
James, I just described the Nami, like what I thought about Nami several times. I don't know if you have the stream muted or what.
I'm trying to live the moment.
Oh, they tried to get cute, huh? This Thresh is just like trying so hard. Some of these things are like okay, like working out for him, but he's forcing a lot of these engages like really hard.
An enemy has been slain.
Yeah, I think Nami will be okay. I think she's getting overhyped. I mean, it's a cool mechanic. It's a new thing, but I don't think she's gonna go like 55% win rate or something off of that.
I don't do safe. When I get sad, I stop being sad and be awesome instead. True story. I dance so
Oh my god, she has a BF sword and a pickaxe.
forest over there. I need to see how awesome
Enemy rampage. Double kill.
you.
Alright, well, everyone else on our team's doing really well, for the most part. Jax is getting a little ahead, but everyone else is doing alright.
I don't want a world that's safe. I'm getting impatient.
An enemy has been slain.
Let's see what these animals can do.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, like, there's no way I can fight bottom side.
An enemy has been slain.
The world's a big place. Don't want to miss it.
Jinx should have just cleared golems. Zach's topside. We can't step up to the lane.
Confident in dangerous situations.
Slain. Shut
They've
down.
never
And he's got Ignite instead of TP. I think Jinx and I could have killed him. Hey, what's up, Slipperick? I mean, yeah, futures market's gonna be really good when, futures market's gonna be really good when, like, that moment arises, but in general, I don't think people manage their back timings well enough, like, under Challenger to use it. So I wouldn't use it. Because you're losing money on that rune. You're losing money in order to gain, like, specific tempo advantages for certain breakpoints on items. And that's just really advanced, like, gold management that a lot of people aren't going to utilize. When you could get something that's, like, guaranteed value. Like, the boots give you a guaranteed 350 gold value. So that's why, like, and most people don't recommend futures market. It just requires too much, like, understanding of back timing windows and prep and things like that.
Start of the party.
Really, guys? What the fuck? I guess Cassidon backed again. Why is he backing so much?
Humans claim it is theirs. They fence us away and claim our refuse.
Well, it's a really strong effect for, like, certain champions who like can really heavily benefit from that little bit of extra tempo and, like, challenger bracket. It's just like a challenger rune, you know? God, how do we not get anything out of that?
You have slain an enemy.
I don't, yes, gold value on the item, well, sort of. Gold value is higher on the support items in the early game, but it's worse later on. So they basically made supports better early and worse later. Most supports.
I want them to hear the music.
Biggest winners are tanks, although it's not like a huge win. Pretty, like, Frostfang users who get Athenes pretty much get the early mana regen for free early, because if you get Athenes when you complete your tier 3 item, then you're going to get 20 AP anyway. So yes, you're losing 15 AP, but you're gaining 20. So, like, any enchanter that's going to get Athenes, it's strictly a buff. Relic shield users got nerfed a little bit.
It's a revolution.
Probably gonna lose a tier 2 for that dragon, but
Rampage.
They will remember my name.
we're losing bot tower too. So they're getting like backdoor pressure on us. It's getting to where we're gonna win like every fight, but they just have more objectives than us right now. Damn, I ran out of mana. No. Holy crap.
You have slain an enemy.
Damn, I didn't have enough for my jump. Okay, Casa and cleaned it up. Man, he's getting real rich.
An enemy has been slain.
I did get a haircut. Yeah, I'm not really that big of a fan of it, but new season starts Friday. It's a really weird release timing. Nah.
Is my cloak right? Yes, it is. I was worried there for a second.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Can we?
They want to see me.
Where's Nidalee? Is Nidalee bot?
Destroyed a turret.
Jackson's bot. I mean, I guess we don't want to risk a Nidalee steal. Getting 2 towers, I suppose, is fine.
team
Gotta
has
get myself
destroyed
hyped.
a turret.
Okay. One, woo! All right.
An enemy has been slain.
Okay, Nidalee's dead. Great.
Legendary.
Every road leads someplace.
I'm not sure about the plants. I think they're like 2 minutes, but I don't know the exact timing. Did we get... Yeah, we got Dragon also. Nice. I think we better get out of here. We're gonna throw. We don't have Cassidon. No Cassidon.
Humans will never understand our kind until they hear the story. Don't leave nothing. Bring it all.
We need to get more stuff. Yeah, we need Irelia to split with TP. Cassa needs to be near us because he has Ignite.
If it don't get out of
Killing.
control,
Killing spree.
Irelia is getting pretty big.
what humans call magic, we call life.
I wouldn't walk that close to that wall if I was the Jinx. I mean, we'll probably be able to peel her, but...
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Nice, good game, Thomas.
See my death. Then
Yeah, it's good setup. You dying, Irelia? Damn, I guess I should have stayed and finished off the inhibitor. I thought I could rotate over when she got blown up too fast.
I've been kicked around since I was born. It's all right. It's okay. Staying alive.
Oh my god, this fucking truck! Dude. Damn, I got baited in so hard by that Zac. Gaston's gonna clean it up though. There should be a, like, an immunity period on those traps. If you hit one, you shouldn't be allowed to hit another one for like 1 second or something. Let me getting chain trapped is just obnoxious. I mean, does that mean you can literally just like put a trap under someone's feet, headshot, trap, headshot, and like hit them with 3 headshots in a row? Since there's no, there appears to be no like cooldown between getting trapped.
Without wild magic,
I've never seen anyone do that, but
we have no future. It's all filthy and dangerous. And that's why I love it.
I mean, it's not really real world stuff. You gotta.
Can't wait to see what I'm gonna do.
The game's balanced around balance, not like war, or should be in most cases. Hey, thanks for the submarines. I appreciate it.
Destroyed an inhibitor.
I'm not gonna have a sweeper for Baron though. I mean, we know it's not warded. I'm like 99% sure it's not warded, but. I might be able to just end it here. Nidalee's just such a worthless champion, like, later on in the game. I mean, I guess I should say she's very inconsistent. Like, you have to outplay, like, super hard. Make her worth it.
Magic is to plunge into it. Move.
They're like raid pushing.
Dance.
That's a bit far. I don't know if Morg's a better jungle than Nidalee. I mean, Nidalee is like good early on. Alright, we just end it here. Well, I mean, if you hit everything, she's a very, very good duelist early on. Juicy J. That's my boy right there.
Victory.
I mean, yeah, it's just like late game. I mean, that's like the anti-OP chant. Like, OP chants usually have... I mean, I guess she does have a lot of mobility and, like, decent damage, but she's really squishy and she has no CC or utility. I mean, I guess she's got a heal, but very, very limited. I mean, that Nidalee, like, sometimes even if you Nidalee go 7-0, it's still GG if the game goes to 25 minutes. I think I've seen this It's Johnny Boy before. You start seeing the same people a lot. I remember there was one guy, I think Arby's had Stealth, who was giving out tips for early on in the season. And he would say just like putting a question mark in like all chat can tilt your enemies and that can give you an edge. I really don't think you should do that though. I mean, I'm just a good proponent, or like a big proponent of people just trying to be pleasant people in general and not like tilt other people in anything. But also when you get up to like, especially as you start ranking up, you're going to start seeing a lot of the same people again. And if you're constantly rude to people or, you know, question marking them in all chat and stuff like that, they might just end your games at some point. You know, like you'll get known as, so yeah, it might like in the short term, maybe you tilt somebody and get it like a lead off of it. But I just think it's, I don't know, it's of dubious moral, I don't know what you'd call it, circumspection. But at the same time, it's practical because those people could be on your team again and they might troll you if they are. I've seen some top Nidalees. I don't know. I've seen it work, but I'm not entirely sold on it. I do think that top Rengar is actually... I've seen that work quite a few times. Shinshin's crazy. Like, Rengar is very obviously supposed to be a jungler. He's a freaking, like, jungle cat, even lore-wise. Like, he utilizes bushes a lot. He has a really good, like, invisibility, like, ganking mechanic. He's a good duelist. Like, I don't know. Hey, thanks, Monica. I mean, everyone else likes it. I didn't like this haircut. I don't know. I've never gone in on, like, the trendy, like, asymmetrical looking hair. But I don't know. Everyone else seems to like it, I guess. So maybe I'll roll with it. I guess, to be fair, I haven't really tried a different haircut other than kind of like my long swoop Beatles haircut in like 20 years, so. Yeah, I mean, it does look kind of contemporary, I guess. What do you mean it worked with Hashinishin? I mean, that was just a theoretical question, right? Like, was she supposed to be, was Rengar supposed to be top or not? I don't think the question is whether he can work top. Oh, the different hairstyle. Oh, did he do a different hairstyle? I haven't really watched it. Yeah, Diana's banned a lot because she's OP. They did change the Ardent Censor. I forgot to talk about that in my patch notes, but it was under the bug fix section. They made it to where Ardent Censor doesn't work on self-heals and self-shields anymore. To be honest, I don't watch that much of Shin. I mean, he's cool. He is what he is. Maybe I should watch him some more. It just feels like I'm just like always cringing all the time. Like he's just coming up with all these excuses for why he's not like at the elo he thinks he deserves to be at. It's like I get frustrated too, you know. I'm sure I kind of come up with some excuses sometimes, but I try to like circle around to like practical things. Like I don't blame balance problems that much on like my issues. Like I just didn't adjust last season to the Leona Nautilus meta. It's just how it is. Like I guess we'll just do Rakan. We have to have something that can engage on Twitch, and we need some peel for Jinx. I might do like try out a Nami game or something else, but Tower 1. I really don't watch Tower 1 that much either. I watched some highlights, but I think that Tower 1, I feel like he's, I don't know. I haven't watched enough to form like a really super honest opinion. I feel like he's less whiny about it. But yeah, I mean, he tries to make it like entertaining at least. Like a Shinishin's just straight negativity is what I feel. And even some of his theoretical stuff, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't really have enough context to make like a really solid judgment about it. But I remember reading his like one of his things. People were saying that like tanks have completely dominated solo queue for a really long time, and I remember like systematically disproving that, like either in a video or on stream, that just wasn't true. Like there's almost never the top level tanks. I assume he's specifically talking about high level players and challengers. If you're talking about like bronze and stuff, it's obvious that like the best way that you would carry through that type of stuff if you're a good player would be fighters like Riven and Camille and stuff like that. But that's true even of challenger. Like you don't see people like Ornn one tricks, you know, at the top of challenger. You don't see like Maokai one tricks at the top of challenger.
What was I supposed to do? 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 What was I supposed to do
Did I not? Okay, there we go. I need to do that more.
Welcome to Summoner's
They
Rift.
probably won't invade. I mean,
This looks like
Volibear
another
does have a
dangerous
flip. I guess they could
situation.
try it.
Thankfully, I can improvise.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Vision is the first step to understanding.
First love.
Ow.
Time to get started.
Well, it's not even just that. I just think that theoretically he's wrong. I mean, like, mages are pretty good. Like, if there are mages, I feel like there's pretty strong balance, though. I mean, there are quite a few Trinity Force users that are pretty good, too, right now. I don't know who specifically top lane he would be talking about, like, I guess Vlad or Rise or something. Like, mages are pretty strong. I don't know. I feel like it's pretty balanced. I feel like there are quite a few bruisers. There are some tanks. Like, I feel like the meta is pretty balanced right now. I really want to flash on that Janna, but Warwick gave up on it. She doesn't have flash. Like, I could have flash knocked her up and Warwick probably would have been able to run her down.
The humans will never understand our kind until...
I mean, if you're going to early pick something that's melee, that's really dangerous and snowbally, and you can't win your 1v1 match up top without the jungler helping you, like, that's your fault for not picking, like, a safe pick. Because you know, like, you have to camp bottom if you're the jungler this day and age for the most part, so you can't play something that requires you to get camped top lane. Like, you can't first pick Jax in, like, Masters or Challenger or wherever he is. I don't think you can. I mean, it's a lot harder.
I'm just trying to live them.
Oh my god, that tornado knockup actually screwed me over so hard. Best one trick. I actually did release an entire one trick video a couple of days ago. I think Rakan. If you're talking like who's the best champion to play right now to get a lot of elo, then for most people, yeah, probably Soraka, but like one tricking is really more of a long term. If you're saying like who's the best to, like, if you had to play one champion every single game and you're in gold and you have, you know, no experience on any champions, maybe you're just like starting fresh, and you had to play just one champion every game, yeah, it'd probably be Soraka.
An enemy has been slain.
Nice, that was a great roam by Cat. I mean, sometimes I want to play something other than Rakan too, but if I'm like an early pick and I have no idea what they're doing, like, I think Rakan's just one of the most balanced, like, safe champions. I mean, I do like playing Rakan, but there are some times where I do want to play Soraka, or I do want to try out, like, the Nami pick. But if I'm honestly trying to win, I'm not going to blind pick that stuff. Soraka is, like, kind of blind pickable. But I feel like a Shinshin's not putting on a show. I feel like that's what he actually thinks and feels. Whereas with, like, Tower 1, he's an entertainer. I don't feel like he's that over the top. I bet he's actually a pretty nice guy. Like, when you if you interact with him on the street or something, if you're like his waiter at a restaurant or something, he's actually probably a pretty nice guy. Like with his girlfriend in private and things like that. He's probably a pretty nice guy.
It's a revolution. And it's good times.
He's just doing that for fun. He's like the kind of the WWE sort of type of thing of League of Legends. $2,900 games? That's a lot. I mean, I guess it's possible if you play like 8 games a day. Like 6 hours a day. I mean, I guess a couple of what was that, season 8 or something, I had like 2,500 games, so when I was streaming for like 5 to 6 hours.
Executed. An ally has been slain.
I hate having to have a plan.
An ally has been slain.
Oof. Almost. God, do we have a jungler? Like, they have, like, hard Nova as pre-6, like, 2 or 3 times now.
For humans, magic is like fire. For us, it is water and air.
Yeah, people don't really play flex. I mean, there is, you know, they are kind of bringing in Clash. I'm sure he'll participate in that stuff, but...
I'll just put that there. That's a good...
Now the Jana is like... Yeah, it's difficult to win this 4v5. I mean, Warwick is farming, I guess, but the thing is, Nidalee is, like, just doing way more on the map, and she's farming, you know? They're getting this Twitch pretty far ahead. Yeah, he's up 20 CS. He's gonna back and probably gonna have Bilgewater. Yeah, Warwick definitely missed on that one, but he was there. Hey, he was there. He did something. He got the fear off. We got the kills. I'm just glad he showed up to something. Katarina is kind of going. Yeah, she's actually definitely going. But I need to try to play around Cat here.
They underestimate my charm.
Enemy killing
I was about to say, dude, like, Dude, the top laner, like the last 3 days, every single game, it feels like the top laner chain feeds. I don't remember, maybe last game was different, but we haven't really won that much, but we've won a couple of games where they feed, but like a hard feeding top laner is kind of challenging to deal with. Hard feeding anyone at this elo is challenging to deal with, but at least our mid laner is doing really well though. If I hit that W, I think he still is able to walk out, but Onid becomes non-existent way faster than that, I think.
I'm here.
Killing spree.
I'm gone. I am so gone.
Huh. Well, maybe, I was gonna go Zeke's. Maybe I should go Righteous Glory. I don't know. Righteous is so expensive, though.
If you aren't a little frightened, you ain't alive.
Katarina doesn't really need specific items. I can go Zeke's anyways. Dude, Twitch... Okay. Let's say Twitch's gonna pop up and just blow us up. Like, how is it even possible that Nidalee's ahead of Warwick in CS? Like, she's everywhere.
Rampage.
I don't know. I mean, I just gotta accept the fact our jungler's getting pounded, but our mid laner is crushing. So we just gotta try to win around mid. I guess at least he's playing something that has utility. Like, it's better than being Kha'Zix down 20 CS, you know? He did get rift at one point. I guess I missed that. And we did end up with the first dragon, so there's that. Alright, we do have Infinity Edge, actually. We are ahead, somehow, in this lane. Because he hasn't bought yet.
If Zaya says someone has to die, they die.
Enemy has been slain.
We're currently D4 Apuba.
I look good, I feel good, let's kick some ass!
This is getting weird. I've got a decent chunk of gold too.
I dance because I'm free.
Shut down.
I live in the moment.
Yeah, Qiyana is being pretty aggressive. I guess we'll just get one more fairy charm and a couple of wards.
For what I'm bringing.
Has been slain. Killing spree. Your turret has been destroyed. An enemy has been slain.
Hey Carlos, nope, new season did not start today. This is the new patch, but it's not the new season. That's Friday. I don't know why they're doing it that way. That's just how they're doing it.
I got my look right.
Yeah, Jan's not having a great game.
Time to show it.
Yeah, we need to probably get this rift.
I can't wait to see that. I'm getting impatient.
Rampage. Your team has destroyed a turret.
He's about to like flash flip somebody or something. I don't have ult, boys. We need to just...
Burn him.
Mord has TP.
Ally has been slain.
I'm not sure if the new champ's out yet or not. They might be, you know, he might come out in a day or two. I'm not really sure. Like, their rollout's pretty confusing to not have everything on one day. But that's what they do with new champs sometimes. They release them. Like a day or two after the patch comes out. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened with the character release schedule. Like, they've done so many in the last, like, 3 months. I mean, I guess they're thinking they want to try to balance them around preseason. They may have been thinking, well, Aphelios and Senna are both, like, really weird and have the potential to be overpowered, so we just want to go ahead and release those in the preseason so that we can balance them better. Like, maybe that's what they were thinking, but... we don't want to give them Baron. But, yeah, with Set, it feels like they should have waited until, like, maybe February or something. It's not that I don't like skill shot champions. It's a lot of it's that I don't like melee champions. Because they're so reliant on your teammates to position properly. Like, if your team doesn't follow up, you're dead. And I just don't like that kind of vulnerability.
They're scared of darkness. They're scared of magic. They are scared of where I'm
like Soraka's got skill shots. Nami's got skill shots. I play those sometimes. I mean, I've played Leona and Nautilus, but it's just also empirically, like, I'm just don't win on those champs as much as I win on other champs. Like, that's
like
pretty much
my
it.
allies aren't recognizing how amazing my cloak is. I mean, seriously. Rude.
I mean, last season is kind of proof of that. Like, the last half of the season. First half of the season, what was I playing most of the time when I got to Diamond? You know, near the end there, it was Zyra, Karma, Lux. Back half of the season, what was I playing when I was stuck in, like, probably average of P3 for, like, 6 months? Leona and Nautilus. So that's kind of just the reality of it. Wow. This Warwick chased him all the way over there. I mean, I guess Rakan's probably my most played champ in the last few years, if you consider him an e-girl champ.
Shut down.
It's not even necessarily that I don't like those other champs, it's just I don't win as much on them.
They want us in chaos.
Shut down.
Oh, I've been playing. You must not have been here in the preseason, Darren. Soraka is my most played champ in the preseason. I think I played 150 games as Soraka.
I need the world to be scary. I don't apologize.
Sona's okay,
I feel good.
but
Double kill.
I just think Soraka is better than Sona after the nerfs to Sona last year and the buffs to Soraka. I don't know, man. Why don't we just get the free dragon? I mean, like, Katarina is really strong. He's gonna get that dragon, and
It's magic that's wild. I'm just here for the party.
I mean, I think Ryze is really good. You just have to be really good on him. I mean, Ryze and Vladimir were the 2 one-tricks that I recommended. I mean, I play a lot of different champs over time. I mean, I'm not like someone who plays, like, in most metas, I'll play, like, 3 champs quite a bit. But if you look at me over the course of many years, there are certain champs that I do tend to go back to some. But, you know, I do usually just adapt to the meta a lot of times. But realistically, most of the time when I get my highest ranks, it's typically in metas where enchanters are good. I'm not even really sure that's worth it, because we don't have our jungler, so we can't really, like, do Baron. I don't know what we're doing. We're not doing anything. We need to get, like, the side lane. Or, I guess we just run it up middle. I guess Twitch is dead. Got him in the fountain, baby. God, she had 30 kills. Holy crap. Hey, what's up, Robert? Yeah, well, that's why people don't play Nidalee. I mean, that's why I don't always play... You know, I think Romeo was asking earlier about, like, necessarily high skill or high skill cap champs. Nidalee's really high skill cap, but you know, she's just not a great champ right now. It's kind of like Thresh is a really high skill cap, but I think personally he just, like, almost every matchup's bad for him right now. Leona's like an alright matchup, I guess, but like, I mean, Kat's big problem right now, like, the balancing issue with her is Conqueror. Conqueror is such a problem on so many champions, they need to just... They need to get rid of the healing on it, and they need to get rid of the AP, I think. Because, like, a lot of the most obnoxious champions with Conqueror are mages right now. Like your Cassiopeias, your Ryze, your Katarina, your Mordekaiser. Because those champions, like, were not created and balanced around being able to get 60 free AP and, like, have AoE spell vamp. Like, just bring back the old Fervor, something that's for auto attackers that stacks AD slowly over time. Or they could change Conqueror to where you have to actually land auto attacks to stack it, and then abilities don't stack it anymore. But they need to do something about it, because, like, almost a vast majority of, like, the really OP champions right now use Conqueror. Is Alistar still good? I don't think so. He's outdated. Like, he does have a nice point-click engage, but Rakan's just pretty much made him obsolete. Alistar does have a better, like, a wider range on his engage, but Rakan just does a lot more than he does. Hey, thanks, Kamoy. I appreciate it. Okay, I'll put my status back up here. I forgot to do that. That makes my box too big. How about that? We'll see. Why is Draven so trash? I don't think he's trash. I mean, Draven is kind of a mystery this season because, like, early game matters so much, and early game snowball and, like, power. I think a big part of it is just that, like, Misfortune and Jhin have kind of risen to prominence a lot more. And so they've taken out his niche, kind of his early game power. And he doesn't really do a lot in team fights. I mean, he kind of does. It's sort of a mystery to me. I think a big part of it is that his wave clear is not that great early on. So it's harder to, like, get priority in the lane. But I still don't think that he's, like, that bad. It's kind of what Amin is saying there, too, in that his, he doesn't have a great keystone. Like, I think he has to use press the attack right now, but... They should bring the Ardent... Dude, it's already back, man, for the most part. It's a balanced Ardent. It's been here all preseason. I mean, most channels, except for mine, of course, have not noticed it or respected it, but I've been calling this since the very beginning of preseason. You know, top champs by a pretty wide margin have been Janna and Soraka. Now, you don't always buy Ardent on them, but that's the same style of play. But it is kind of fairly balanced in the sense that, like, tanks are pretty good too. So, AP supports are okay. I mean, their AP supports are pretty much always going to be a little bit weaker once you start getting to, like, high plat and a diamond for most people, but let's do Rakan again. I want to try out, but I can't. I feel like I have to play Rakan into Assassins. Taric doesn't have a very high play rate. I've been thinking about Taric. I mean, at higher elo brackets, I think he could be a decent answer to like Leona Nautilus. He's like a tank that has Enchanter-like qualities. It's sort of like Taric, but instead of engage, he has the heal and he has his ult. I think that, like, Shurelya's with Taric might be some secret tech that's really good. Because, like, Taric's big thing is he can't really force a fight very comfortably. Like, he has to flash stun a lot of times. Or he has to have, like, a really good coordination with his jungler to get those stuns. Oh, God. Hold on a second. What's with the Nidalees? Every game has had a Nidalee jungle. Is there, like, some streamer or pro player that's, like, really pushing Nidalee right now, saying she's super OP or something? I don't have a great feeling about this, but I guess we'll play it. I mean, the Qiyana is good, but everyone else is not as practiced. Yeah, I mean, mana is an issue too, but like if you go Shirelia's with Taric, then you can like engage and force fights a lot better. Because like a big problem is a lot of teams can just disengage whenever you ult, then they can just run away, like if they're smart. Oh, his Twitch Rivals already going on and everyone's playing Nidalee, is that what it is? Hey, what's up, Zach? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I mean, Soraka can silence assassins, but you don't want to do that. If they have multiple assassins, like, maybe Soraka around just Pike.
I tried being good, but evil just brings out the sparkle in my eyes.
It's, like, possibly manageable, but we didn't know all of their picks at that point.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Dancing between the rules.
Hey, what's up, Will? Thanks, buddy.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Tonight's got to be a little bit of a shorter stream just because I have to go teach my first class this semester at 8 a.m. So I'm probably just going to stay up all night, but I need to finalize a few things on the syllabus. Just change some of the dates around.
I'm way more fun now.
But, so I'll probably stream till around 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Minions have spawned.
In my mind, there's just really no reason to play Nidalee when Elise exists as a champion. Because they're both very similar. They have great early game pressure, like heavy burst, AP champion. But Elise is not like an all-star later on in the game. But I think she's more useful later on than Nidalee is. She at least has a pretty long duration, long range stun that she can, if she hits it. That web is actually has decent utility later on. Elise can also tower dive really successfully. I just think that Elise is a much better version.
Amazing by fire.
We do a little bit more than read on the syllabus. We do read the syllabus for a decent chunk of the day. You just kind of have to. I think. In a lot of classes. But we also have an activity that's pretty fun early on to kind of introduce them to persuasive writing. I guess, but you can't be stepping on those traps.
Those good guys kill themselves.
Can't kill this Silas. See, I feel like the Silas changes were buffs. A lot of people were saying they were nerfs. I feel like they're buffs, but it's hard to tell because every time they change Silas, it's like 30 changes, almost literally. Like, we added it up on stream. I think he got changed 98 times last year. That might have been including on the PvE what they were going to change for this year. I don't remember. But within one calendar year, he's been changed about 100 times. I think considering there's like 150 champions in the game, I feel like quite a few of them are fairly different. But I agree to the extent that, like, any game that's really competitive, there's always going to be a certain optimal style of play, you know? Did we win this early?
Wow, everyone is watching.
But yeah, for example, I mean, but like right now, like Nautilus and Leona, they found a way to try to make those a little bit different. Because in the past, it was like you would never pick Leona because Nautilus was a champion. But now there's like Pike, Nidalee, and Pike, Nautilus, and Leona that are all kind of a little bit different. I mean, it's really, really difficult to make a lot of stuff viable when you get down to it. So it's like, are there 150 different sort of niches that you could possibly need in the same meta? It's like, maybe, maybe not. So it's a real challenge. Because a lot of people are going to gravitate to whatever the best is. You know, if the best champion is in a certain type of role, like if the best engaged champion is, you know, just 1% stronger than the second best one, then all of the pros are going to play that one champion. Even though there's another champion that is similar in power, overall power, it's not the highest one, so... Damn it. My second E timed out. And he stepped on a freaking trap again. Oh my god. I can't. That's not gonna be a support. What do you do if your AD's incompetent? I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah, you just gotta roam. I hear you on that. Play champions that aren't like super reliant on dominating the lane and that have that like scale pretty well, like Soraka or Rakan. I mean, that's one of the main reasons I don't play heavy lane pressure champs as much anymore. Like Zyra or Nami. I haven't tried the Nami out since the buffs, but that's why I don't go for like the all-in, you know, like Comet, Scorch, laning phase champs, because if your ADC just plays behind you the entire lane, you're just so far behind.
I do what I want.
Can we? Okay, yeah. Mike's not going for it. He pinked the tri-bush. We saw that Jarvan was pinned in the middle. So I can at least catch some of this experience down here. Yeah, so just play things that scale, that have a really good mid game, that like have a reasonable early game, but have like a really good mid game. That's what I think. And then, like you said, depending on your champ, if you roam really well, then just try to play around that. You know, maybe think about your itemization. If you were going to get Ardent Censor and your ADC's like 0-5, maybe get Australia's instead to help your top lane Darius that's like 5-0. I don't think Zyra's that good. I mean, LS has been like saying people should be picking Zyra and Tom Kenshin Pro like a ton, but she's got some problems.
control is for star nerds. I think it's fun.
I can't get that cannon. We're behind like a BF sword down here, which is not good. I mean, LS is a smart guy. I disagree with him about some meta things, and clearly a lot of pros do too, because he gets very frustrated that pros aren't picking picks that he thinks are really good. But he's obviously really smart. He's really good. He knows probably more about the game in general than I do, almost certainly. But there are certain things that I don't think he has correct. I mean, yeah, it is zoning, but you're extremely vulnerable to ganks, and you get blown up. Like, you just can't really play mages in pro, like mage supports, or it's really hard to do that. It almost always has to be a tank. It also, like, really hinders your team comp if you don't have it engage in a support role, because that means, like, your jungler kind of has to play a tank. And right now, like in pro, the tank junglers are alright, but you kind of want the freedom to be able to play, like, stronger early game junglers too, like Lee Sin and things like that. Oh my god. Should get the stun on him. Play Clash of... What is Clash of Clans?
Life
Is it calling this game Clash of Clans? I don't even know what Clash of Clans... Isn't that like a mobile game? Yeah, he can hit tab pretty quickly. He does tab like a billion times in the game. Yeah, I've seen him play a little bit. I'm like, dude, it didn't change from the previous like 10th of a second that you tabbed. Top lane got one more CS, you know, like...
The dream of...
You do need to be tabbing, like, and keeping up with what's going on, but you don't have to tab every, like, 1 second. Or 10th of a second. Yeah, a lot of games are just like... At some point, you're losing out on information in front of your own screen by doing that. We're gonna get outscaled potentially here. Okay, we got a flash. Yeah, I just mute everybody. I mean, sometimes it's appropriate to roam. I mean, we're down like 30 CS right here, and you saw that I just roamed up and got that dragon early on.
An evil loves me.
Please? Okay, nice. That was a good play. That was really close. I thought he was going to heal up enough at the end. Am I going to get dragon off of that? Yeah, I thought about going up and warding. I probably should have just warded instead of like trying to get that plate, because they had the plate probably anyways. No, we can't do it, I don't think. Bro, like, we saw them. What? What's wrong with this guy? Okay, she's strong. Well, I guess they overstayed for me. I probably could have avoided some of that.
An ally has been slain.
Wow. He rushed Ghostblade before Umbral. Okay, so she's... How are we losing? Oh, the top lane's 1 and 4 again? Like every game?
Thanks, Riku. Real cool.
I guess...
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Oh, we needed to hit that. That's alright, though. I should have upgraded my my sweeper there. Wasn't paying attention. I actually feel pretty slow right now. I probably should have gotten Mobies. Oh, there's already a pink there. Oops. I wasn't paying attention to that. Need to get Moby so I can follow her around better. The Zeke's was a mistake, I'm pretty sure. Okay, up here. Oh, the block. I need... Give me some... Okay. I say, please, sir, I need to get some wards. Or some more gold. I don't know. It's fine. As far as, like, my, computer setup. I'm comfortable with it. I don't feel sore or anything after I play. I should have made... I don't know if I had enough gold. Maybe I should have sold my potion and get a control ward there. I don't think I had enough gold. I think I was going to have to wait either way. I didn't even get the assist on it. I should have shielded first. I didn't think she'd one-shot him that hard. She is really fed. Qiyana's still super good, even after all the nerfs, I think.
Rampage.
So many rocks, so many enemies.
Unstoppable.
World's gonna burn.
Got those ghost poros going on in the bot jungle. Free vision. Man, I really missed the old, Zombie Ward right when that came out. It was so good. Old Zombie Ward with Sweeper and Ingenious Hunter, man. That was fun. Kiki.
Most good guys.
That's right. Kiki's displaying the dominance. Jesus. Man, I got stunned so hard by that, the Victor, man, just shut me down when I was trying to W onto him. I thought it required... I guess it's like, is it you have to stand in it for a certain length of time, or is it once it's been on the ground for a certain length of time, it stuns you?
Has been destroyed.
It must be like once it's been on the ground for so long. I'm gonna get 2 controllers. My controllers have really not been great this game.
Team has destroyed a turret.
You know, I felt like I personally wasn't standing in it for that long, but maybe I was.
Darkness is the new hotness.
Boys, somebody's gotta get this. Okay. What the hell's going on?
Shut down.
They might Baron off of that. Maybe. I don't know. Nidalee might be able to harass them down. We just gotta stall them so they don't Baron. Tryndamere should keep split pushing. I don't know what he's doing. Okay, well they chose to like goof around with blue instead of go for Baron, so.
Enemy double kill.
God, that Riven's so hard to kill. What's up, Fix? Damn, I didn't have my ult for that. I was like a few seconds off on the ult. That's where the Ionian boots would have been huge. If I had 10 more seconds. If my ult came up 10 seconds faster, I think we win that. They're doing it for sure. Oh, nice. Okay. Well, that was a fail. Yeah, it's really the Riven's their only threat, so...
I don't apologize.
Dominating. Shut down.
I do what I want. No Starguard. Big sin.
Hey, thanks, Vix. I appreciate the sub. reset here. Trying to pull him away from Baron as much as I can. What? Does every single auto attack slow, or did he have rev buff or something? He didn't have I thought he had reliance maybe. God, these traps, dude. She's gonna net over that wall.
Thanks, Riku. Real cool.
I'm dying way too much this game. Okay, after we kill this, I think we get... Yeah, Riven's top. Can we just end the game? I don't think we can end the game. Can we get... Jin's pushing bottom. I don't think we can end. I mean, Jin's bottom though. I guess we just have to get this. Jin's too far away. If Jin had been there and helped us do dragon and push, like, I think we could have done Baron, but... Maybe that is dangerous if Riven comes in with like the hero flash play and kills everybody, but I don't know. Whatever.
Sometimes we agents of darkness need a break.
I gotta make sure that Jarvan doesn't get near the pit. Or she can make sure Jarvan doesn't get near the pit. I really gotta start shielding her. I've missed out on a couple of assists because she just kills him so quickly. Qiyana is just such a strong champ. Little Kiki. Piece of garbage, man. He's like, ah! I want to get this support's KDA. Jarvan's gonna like flag him. Maybe not. I think I had Qiyana as my #1 trick for season 10. Her win rate's not even really that high. It's like 46 or 47%.
The enemy's inhibitor is respawning soon.
Life sucks without Zaya, but it is less complicated.
have Qiyana. Yeah, that's a bad idea.
Green as the envy of my sisters.
Universe and I'm just helping it along.
Hey, thanks, legit. I appreciate it. Wait, what? Dead. Oh god. Kiki, please. Dude, we might actually lose this. Why is she running up trying to like 1v3? I mean, I know she's strong, but come on now. Alright, we got 2 inhibitors down. We just need to play for the soul, like have an actual 5v5 around Dragon Soul. Yeah, Tryndamere not playing well, guys. I mean, it's obvious. You gotta carry. You can't run up in 1v3. Here's the thing, like so many games, you'll have someone like this Qiyana. I don't know if she is or not, but you'll have someone like the Qiyana try to rage at the Tryndamere. You know, because he's 3 and 10. It's like, yeah, that's true, he had a bad game, but you had the really good game, and you chose to troll around. So I think it's just as much the responsibility of the person who is really far ahead to win the game as it is, you know, the person who's screwing up. I think just because someone has a good KDA doesn't forgive, you know, the mistakes that they made. Hey, thanks, Blake. I appreciate it. Because, I mean, that's what carrying is. Like, there's going to be people that don't do well on your team, often. Like, every game, it's going to be 1 or 2 people. That's just how it works. Like, as far as ELO's concerned, the system's concerned, it's giving you 5 coin flips. You're not going to win all of them, you know? So you have to win despite getting a couple of bad flips every game. You're going to have 2 or 3 people that don't do that well on your team, on average. Or that don't do as well as the enemy, I should say. So you just have to make up for that. Oh my god, what? Got him with the dragon, baby. What? Oh my god, we got faked hard. He does have his ult. We gotta get out of here, man. Hey, thanks, Iskander. I appreciate it. Yeah, they have a huge wave bottom, too. I mean, it's going to be a 4v5. Ooh, he had a shot at him. He just missed it. All right, let's go. There's no way they have the pit proper warded, so I'm just going to use one of my wards there. Seriously? Are we going to lose off of that? How? I'm going to be real sad if we lose this game. really needed to hit that gen, or not take the shot at all. Okay, well that was really good that we finally got that. This is wide open. If they don't back... Don't let him back, don't let him back! I guess I went too deep for the Caitlyn on that. Maybe I should have peeled. Okay. Can we just force this?
That's where you belong.
Push the lane up though. Okay, I think we just win that, right? It's just Caitlyn, please. Okay, good. Alright, it's just Pike. Okay, I think we're gonna get it. Hey, thanks Z Killer, I appreciate it. Alright. Can Nidalee and Jen get this kill? They gotta get it around the ribbon. I think they got it. No, get the... Okay, thank you. Oof. That game was spooky. They were very close. If they like just killed one or two more people in those fights, they probably could have closed out the game. And that Victor is just like straight up, like if he hits you with the E and then auto attack, dude is a mama's boy. What was my vision score? I don't know. Not good. $77. There actually were not that many people using Zombie Ward back in the day. Just a couple of like smart junglers and pros started using it, but in solo queue, supports almost never used it. None of the all caps websites recommended it. Like I was the only person recommending Zombie Ward. And then a few pros started doing it, so they nerfed it. Because vision control is so powerful, especially in pro, but the vast majority of just standard players in League of Legends don't understand why vision's good. Or they don't think that it's good enough to, like, invest runes or gold into it. But yeah, that meta was fun, because you could do Ingenious Hunter plus Zombie Ward as your secondary, because in that meta, the best support items were all activatables. Basically, it was, you would either get some combination of Redemption Locket, usually, and then as a third item, it'd be either, like, Shirelia's or Banner of Command. Even ZZ Rock Portal was, like, okay. So, it would not be unusual to have, like, 4 activatable items in that meta. That was pretty cool. I think that was early Season 8. It was like the first 3 or 4 months of Season 8. Damn, I hate having to, like, wish I could just stream forever, sort of, with these kind of, not like, we've had, like, huge numbers over the last month or so. I'm probably not playing Thresh, man. I'll be honest with you, I'm just not that great on him. I'm definitely happy to play any champion anyone wants to see in a normal game for 10 bucks. But other than that, I just gotta play what I think gives me the best chance to win. Is this the same guy? It is, yeah. Okay, nice. I don't think Thresh in general is that great in this meta. Like, you'd have to be like a Thresh god. Like he just has really bad matchups into like Nautilus, and I don't know. I get so tilted when I play Thresh too. It's like if your teammates just don't follow up on stuff, it just feels terrible. Oh, whoa. I guess I'll just do Rakanian. I want to do something non-Rakan. I was going to pick Soraka, but I vowed to myself I'd never pick Soraka into Lucian. That just feels so terrible in the laning phase. So I'm going to try to play something other than Rakan. It's just like, there aren't a lot of good spots. And so, like, if I'm not playing Rakan in most games, it's, like, just because. Like, just to play something different. I mean, I get... He's got, like, a 50% win rate or something. I don't like Zillion that much. I mean, he's okay. I wouldn't mind playing Soraka or Janna. But... Soraka and Lucian's just really tough because he can dodge your Q so easily. He just dashes through your Q, and then and then just busts you up in lane. Trying to think of who else. I do think like maybe in some matchups Taric like could be all right, but. I don't know, like, I ban Nautilus most of the time, and so that's really, like, just leaves in Leona if people want to play, like, the all-in supports, but we haven't been playing against a lot of all-in supports lately. I mean, yeah, I didn't know we were going to have Olaf as the last pick. At the time, he wasn't hovering Olaf. Like, Karma would be alright here. Feels like Karma should be better than she is, but... This feels bad every time I try to play her. I just get outscaled. It's like, every time I want to play Karma, I pick Karma, and then they pick, like, Soraka or Janna or something, and then we just don't close out the game by 20, and then I just feel like we just get outscaled. Yeah, I know, but I didn't know we were going to have the Olaf. I don't even remember if I knew we had Darius. The thing is with Rakan, though, you can still get Shirelias, and that's basically, like, the main reason you would get Karma. So you can just pay 2,000 gold to be a better Karma. A lot of times. It's obviously not exactly the same, but you can get that type of effect with the hard team engage off of a Shirelias.
I am only
Karma's, like... She's kind of a victim of sort of what I was talking about earlier, where it's like, if your AD carry just plays behind you and, like, doesn't pressure a lot, then you lose, like, so much value as Karma. Like, Karma's big thing is, like, early on, she has really good wave clear with her Q and, like, really hard poke. Was Rakan meta? I think so. Rakan's super good. Anyone that doesn't have Rakan tier 1 is trolling.
Fun. I need some fun. Now.
He is kind of under the radar though right now. Like, a lot of people aren't playing him, but I think Rakan's basically always meta, unless they nerf his W again or his ult. He's just like the best. I think he's he's right there with Thresh in terms of like really strong balance of offense and defense and just flexibility. But he has way better itemization than Thresh does. That's what I think. His early game is worse, but his itemization is way better. His cooldowns get lower as it goes on. Like, he obviously has a bit of a weaker laning phase, but he does have very good, like, all-in gank assists with his W. Like, pretty good. Not as good as, like, Nautilus and Leona. So, I mean, he's not, like, the best at... I mean, he has some of the best team fighting engage later on in the game. But he's, like... If you were gonna rate him, like, 1 to 10 in most things, other than, like, lane poke or something, he'd probably be, like, an 8. Like, he's got pretty good engage, like, really high mobility, excellent itemization. He's just really far above average of most things. Damn. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't get that cannon, which sucks. That really does put you pretty far behind.
I'm G to the D, golden diamond, boy. Woo!
Just letting them know Lee's there if they didn't see it, because sometimes you can get tunnel vision on ganks. So it's always good if you can, like, watch your other lanes and just help them out, just give them some information. Like, hey, there's a gank rolling up. But don't ping back or something, you know, sometimes, because you don't know the whole situation. Like, I'm not sitting there watching the screen. So just ping the question mark just to let them know. She walked into so many bombs. We should have just walked around the bush.
They never get tired of dying.
I think I'll be able to walk.
Should I be?
Who is the best ADC to play with Rakan? Zaya. I mean, obviously, but I don't know. He's all right with most. Because the thing is, like, even if you lose lane, like, you still have so many options. Like, you can just go roam around in the mid game, and you can itemize into Shirelias if you have, like, a bruiser, like an Olaf or a Darius that's really fed. I mean, it really doesn't matter that much. He's a pretty good blind pick. Morgana is a tough cover, but a lot of people aren't playing Morgana right now. Like, Morgana is kind of a tough matchup, but... I mean, I think he's really strong. I mean, who's going to be better than Rakan? Like, maybe Nautilus. People could argue Nautilus would be a little bit better than, like, most Elo brackets, but... Maybe Soraka and Janna. Like, I think he's definitely top 5. I don't see him being put above anyone. I guess someone could say Nautilus, Leona, Soraka, Janna, Zyra. I don't think all of those are above him, but I could see an argument maybe for those, but I don't see anyone else. Oh, why would you show, dude? I'm already clearing it. We can get priority in Baron. Well, mid lane's backed. So we can't, or not Baron, Dragon. Mid lane's back, so we can't really Dragon. It just depends, though. I mean, obviously, you know, it's like a lot of the high-end kind of skill champions aren't going to have a high win rate a lot of times. Rakan's not that different from those champs, right? Like your Qiyanas, your Ryzes. your collies, that type of stuff. They're really strong even though they don't have the highest win rates. Because a lot of people just aren't that good on them. It's kind of the same thing with Rakan. I think Rakan's win rate's actually like 51%, which is pretty good considering like how challenging he is to play optimally. It's not that like he has a lot of skill shots to hit, it's just you have a lot of decisions and a lot of possibilities and trying to do the right thing in every situation.
An enemy has been slain.
Nice.
An ally has been slain.
I missed the knock-up though, so that was rough. Damn, they got the kill too. Give her the experience on that.
I should totally get
An
paid.
ally has been slain.
Well, Nautilus has so much CC that he really doesn't fall off like as hard as some of the other ones later on. His itemization is like okay, it's not great, but he's had so much CC.
I'm here. I'm gone. I am.
And he actually has pretty high like base damage in team fights with his E. Thoughts on Nami? She's okay. I mean, I think the E change is overhyped. I might try out a Nami game at some point.
I will make them here.
Like, it depends on how that E change interacts with, like, Misfortune, I think could be really good. Like, with Misfortune's ult, does that E proc on, like, can it proc 3 times on an ult, or can it proc 3 times on her, E? Her bullet time, or her, make it rain.
An ally has been slain.
I wish they had more kind of whimsical, like, suggestive champions, but they've really stopped making those. I think, right? Or I'm missing something. Like your Misfortune was like that, kind of suggestive, and then you also have Eve.
I dig seeing
Just out of nowhere. Just found their jungler. And he missed me with a point blank Q. That was pretty funny. She overstaged. She's getting killed again.
Ally has been
Bro,
slain.
like... It depends. I mean, I'm old school. I think that you're, as a jungler, a lot of times you should be giving your blue over to mid laners. If they need the mana, I mean, depends on who it is. You know, if it's Zed, you know, obviously you don't need to do it. But if it's like Ryze or Nivea or something, it depends on how they're doing too. If they're like 0-5, maybe not, you know. But if they're doing really well, they're gonna be able to run away potentially. Yeah, wait till Caitlyn's here. Wait till Caitlyn's here, dude.
I'm offended by how little attention.
One of them, better kill your beast.
It just depends. Like, if your mid laner's doing really well and they benefit a lot from blue, then you want to give it to them. If they're not, they don't benefit, then I wouldn't do it. Okay, I'm gonna roam. You understand, Caitlyn? Can you try to just like not die for a second while we get this kill?
I dance because I'm free.
Go, dude. Go, dude. Okay, it's going down. I'm gonna fight them all. God, is she dead again?
Enemy killing spree.
Jesus H, man. Just stop.
Humans made promises.
I'm just gonna back. They're probably gonna run him down. I don't see how he gets out of that. Actually, I'm gonna catch this wave.
I need to see if people can see
Enemy
how awesome
rampage.
Who falls off harder, Lee or Olaf? Probably Lee. I mean, Lee has a really good piece of CC later on. If you use that kick extremely well, Lee can be very valuable later on in the game, but your average Lee player is gonna fall off a lot harder than your average Olaf player.
I'm just here for the party.
If Caitlyn would have just not given up 2 or 3 kills when I roam. Hey, what's up, Kendall? I don't know what CES is, but that's alright, man. Glad to have you anytime you want to show up.
Enemy rampage.
Bro, like,
Take all they got, then laugh as a
how does this keep happening? Just stop pushing up. I can't play around you because you're so far behind.
Your turret has been
plane.
Oh, he missed the hook. Lucian's gonna be there.
has been slain.
Okay, did he not have ult? I guess if he ults himself, he's gonna die anyways. Maybe that's what he was thinking.
Love is supposed to hurt.
Hey, what's up, Honey Bun Hero? Well, we're 3-0. I'm trying to keep up better with the box in the bot lane to kind of let people know where I stand on the night. So, a lot better today than the last couple of days. We lost like 150 elo or something. I don't remember what we were. We were like 2 and 10 or something over the last couple of streams, but we're kind of getting it back. I think last stream I played pretty well. We lost a lot. The stream before that I had a couple of shaky games, so. Yeah, it's all good, man. You know, Caitlyn's not that far behind, though, honestly. Lucian probably hasn't bought yet, though. Like, when he comes back, he'll probably have, like, piece of another item. One person on our team has, like, 50% of our deaths. That's unfortunate. We're losing what? We need Qiyana, we need you, man. Oh, Qiyana's doing terrible this game. I just noticed that. Oh, I needed to hit that. Please. Damn it. Really wish I hit that. Okay, they got him. Okay, well, hopefully Qiyana can step it up. She did really well in the last game. Olaf going hard.
I don't do
We're not gonna be able to do it. Right into the wall. There you go. Nice.
They've never seen moves like mine.
I didn't hear a death sound. No. That's bad. Oops. What? I know. That's why I'm saying she did really well earlier. That's why I was surprised that she wasn't doing that well. She was the Qiyana in the previous game. Really? Are we not forcing them? Yeah, why the fuck didn't Caitlyn come down? Wasn't she in the area, or am I just like she was right here with me clearing these minions, right? Like, I don't know. I guess we shouldn't have done it. I have a mini map. I could have seen that Caitlyn wasn't there.
I do not wish to kill the mortals. I want them to hear the music.
I missed the Lucian too, so that was bad with my W knockup. I missed a couple of W's this game. You tend to play a variety of champions. Any advice? I mean, I don't know what to say about that, man. Without knowing like which champions. I mean, in general, that's like you're gonna be less likely to climb. Like the more champions you play, the less likely you are to climb. It's not a direct correlation, but it's a pretty high correlation. I mean, that's about the only thing I can say in general is that about, you know, just that statement alone. But if that's what you enjoy, like, you know, having fun, that's all, you know, whatever, like, then play it. You know what I mean? Like, you just gotta understand that it becomes a lot harder the higher up you go, the more champions that you play, unless you're like a pro player. Very few people can play a wide array of champions and have a high win rate. Especially across multiple roles. But, you know, you don't have to play to climb, you can play just to have fun, there's nothing wrong with having dead. 3 people hanging out in the pool. They might have been dead, I don't know. I shouldn't have tried to do that, I was just busy talking. Okay, maybe we get Baron here. Yeah. We're just gonna chase him? Like, I mean, they're gonna try to backdoor. I'm gonna go with the Qiyana and do a little. They should be able to. Get outplayed. I mean, why are you pinging me, dude? Like, you didn't follow up when I engaged on the Lee. You died too. I mean, Lee just kicked right when I ulted. I should have dodged the kick, I guess. I didn't think he was gonna kick. Like, why would he kick? I don't think he knew. Maybe he knew I was there. He, like, kicked the Qiyana into me, away from his Riven. I don't know. We did get Baron off it though, right?
So long
I think.
To get back to the action.
Yeah, we did get the Baron, so. They just went off that, right? Well, that is unfortunate. Such a troll build on Zillion, too. I mean, they punt every time I roamed and we got a kill somewhere, they matched it by killing the Caitlyn every single time. Caitlyn died like 5 times in a row on every roam that I had. She just refused to stand back. I mean, there were a lot of problems that game. I missed like 3 or 4 clutch W's also. The Qiyana inted. I mean, Qiyana also had 10 deaths. The Qiyana is just like a really high-risk player. Like in the previous game, she was one of the major winners, but she had several soft throws also, and she had like 9 or 10 deaths. She does have a high win rate. Oh, it says her average deaths right there. Yeah, she averages like 7 deaths a game. I'm not reporting her. She just didn't have a good game. Might have been auto-filled. Who knows? change those here. Alright, so we lost that one. I feel like that one was winnable. I got caught up in some stupid stuff down the line, too. I walked away from some dumb fights, and that was good, but I got involved in some that were kind of like the one where they got the previous dragon, not the very last one, but the previous one where Caitlyn decided not to follow us. Like, sometimes that's the toughest stuff to do, is to not do the correct call because your someone on your team is like not in a position to do it. Oh, they're going for the old Rakan, huh? They're all like 47%. Might just dodge this.
Let me guide you.
Nidalee, why? Everybody's playing Nidalee. It's so bad. I guess we won the game when we had one Nidalee on our team. So this guy hasn't really played in like 2 or 3 months. First time rise. Focus improves, like okay on Nidalee, not great. Look, go goes, okay. I mean, 60% is pretty good on Nasus, but like Nasus is still okay. Someone else dodged. Good. Yeah. Nah, I've probably just had, like, I don't know, it has to be something like bacterial pneumonia at this point. That I've just kind of left untreated. Nid hasn't been that popular in Diamond. We haven't seen Nidalee a lot of the preseason. You see her sometimes, but, like, there's something very specific. People are telling me that she's showing up a lot in Twitch Rivals, and some content creators are recommending her. But she's really not. I mean, historically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. She's the 14th most picked champ in jungle. It's like less than a 5% play rate, but I think she's been in... So she was in that queue, which someone dodged, and I think she was in... She wasn't in last game. It's like 4 out of the 5 games that we've seen tonight, including that last dodge. I'm pretty sure she's been in them. And she's just really, like, not great. Yeah, just play Elise. Like, it's the same. It's early pressure, like, good farm. But Elise takes dragons a lot faster. Elise can tower dive a lot better. And Elise at least has some utility later on from her web. You know, can make some plays, so. I mean, Nidalee doesn't really need, like, a rework. She is what she is. She's just a high-risk, like, early pressure jungler. It would be nice if her spears did, like, more damage later on. Like, the kind of hardcore damage her spears used to do, the almost one-shot spears. I mean, that was really annoying to play against, but that did give her, like, a unique thing, where it was more like she was the hard, like, poke champion that could be played in the jungles. That was very unique at the time, but then they made it more to where, like, her combo, like, they wanted to make her more skill-intensive with the combos, where she has to go in, like, she has to land her spear, or they step on a trap, and then she goes in for the, the pounce execute. Would League be better if every champ was Yasuo? I don't think so. Not to a lot of people. You mean like just something that was super complex and very high skill cap to play? I don't think so. A lot of people would get really frustrated with that. A lot of the new champions already are really complex. I think it's good to have high skill cap champs, but at the same time, every single laner was Yasuo, like literally Yasuo. No. That would not be good for League. I think that you need, like, you need some, like, pretty consistent, straightforward champs. And think also, like, a lot of people can get scared away from the game. I mean, the game's already, like, kind of hard to understand. Like, even basic macro stuff, like, people don't get it. Like, hey, maybe I shouldn't, like, 1v3 these people. Or maybe I should not chase this person into this bush. You know, people have a hard time understanding really basic principles in this game, so making everything really complicated on top of that is not great. I think there should be champs like that, but I think you also need your Malzaharas, your Sonas, your Garens, and stuff like that too. Yeah, I've heard the Zach Galifianakis thing. I had a much bigger beard with more hair like yesterday. I don't know that I sound like Zach. Maybe I do. I don't know. I haven't watched a lot of Zach Galifianakis recently, honestly. Just watched Hangover. I think I definitely watched the first one, which I think is an okay movie. I thought it was kind of amusing. I'm not sure that a lot was gained by not telling it in a linear fashion, though. I'm not usually a huge fan of stuff that jumps around on the timeline. So it was interesting, but it also felt like a lot of the most interesting parts of the movie were left out. Season 7 was the Ardent meta. Like when he met the stripper at the strip club, and like when he was drunk and abducted and all these different things. I don't know. It was an interesting story. I just don't think a lot was gained by jumping around too much. It's the same thing with like the Witcher, not to put like major spoilers in there, but like the timeline in Witcher was like they kept retelling one of the same events like 3 or 4 times with different characters, and it was kind of confusing because I'd played some of the game and I hadn't read the books like at the time, and I had a hard time tracking, especially when like several of the characters are like borderline immortal, or they like age very slowly, so they don't look different on camera. That was kind of, because I don't like, maybe retelling it once from a different perspective was okay, but I thought that jumping around on those timelines everywhere was kind of confusing at times, because you're like, wait a minute, I thought this person knew this person, or I thought this event had already happened here, and things like that. Whereas just telling, and it's not like there's not enough material to cover in Witcher. Like, I think they would have done a lot better just telling a linear story with just more like character progression. But anyways, I don't think a lot of stories pull it off very well if they want to like try to tell the story through flashbacks or jump around on different timelines. I think there has to be like a really compelling reason to do that, and I think it has to be very clear which timeline you're on. Like either through how the characters look, or just through a straight up like date that shows up on the bottom of the screen. They're just like, you know, this is 1250. Like they could have done that in Witcher. That's a really easy way to do it. Just say this is 1250 time. This is 1272. Yeah, I think they could have easily just dropped some dates like at the bottom, just whenever they go to one of the timelines, they just show you the date at the bottom. I think that would have, I mean, that's very, very easy to do. That would help out with clarity and wouldn't really detract a lot, because I don't think they gained a lot from the mystery, like, because you know what's going to happen once you kind of realize what's going on with the timeline, because they showed you with the first timeline. But anyways, anything is possible, anything's winnable. That's true, but I mean, some games are such a low probability of winning that you should probably just move on for your own mental health. But yeah, I don't give up a lot. But I mean, if it's like 2 to 30 and 4 people want to surrender at 15 minutes, I'm not going to be that one guy, you know, that's holding everybody up. This is not looking great, but whatever. I guess we'll just play it. I think everybody's auto-filled. Like, what this person is, the support player is definitely, the AD carry is. And I don't know about the West, but I mean, there's always some percentage of winnable, right? Like 3 people could DC on the enemy team, even if it's 2 to 50. But like maybe they're all in the same dorm and the power goes out. You know, there's always, it's never a 0 as far as winnable, but sometimes it's so low that. Why do you think many people hate Season 6? Season 7, I believe, was... Oh, I'm trying... Okay, yeah, no. So, Season 6, that was the one that had the, everybody had to flex queue, basically. That's why. I forgot what they called it back then, but it was basically, effectively, everyone had to flex queue. So you could be trying to solo queue, you know, and you face an enemy team that has, like, 3 people on their team that are all on comms, and they're all together, and your team doesn't have anyone that's duoed up. That was the one thing that I think was, like, a really bad feature that Riot should have walked back, and they did after the season. That was one of the only features that Riot's ever done that I think was, like, actually bad for the game. Not just suboptimal, but, like, they actually needed to revert it. I didn't think they needed to revert. Like, last season, a lot of people really hated the rank by role. I thought that was fine. I didn't mind rank by role. I didn't feel like there was a lot of extra trolling. I didn't think it ended up mattering that much in the long run. But yeah, the mandatory flex queue is terrible. They pretty much, they wanted everyone to stay in one queue so that queue times didn't go up very much. But they wanted to encourage people to make League into a friend game. But it basically came down to, you just had to have a lot of friends on at the same time and queue up, and it just created these really lopsided queues. It was trying to place you according to, it was trying to match how many people were queued up together. So like if you were duoed with one person, it would try to match you up with one other duo, but it didn't always work out like that. So it was just a disaster. I mean, that's why a lot of people hate Season 6. Even though I think that was a season that I got to Diamond. I mean, a big part of why I got to Diamond in that season, honestly, was I did play with the same, like, 3 guys. Sometimes even 4 guys. They were all, like, pretty good, but there was a certain threshold. I think if you played with 3 people, you wouldn't play against full teams of 5. You would play against other duos most of the time. But if you played with 4 people, then you would be placed up against, like, full-on 5s a lot of the time. So you kind of could game the system by just always queuing as 3. I'm gonna eat a stun for that. Yeah, I mean, the Qiyana player was just a really high-risk, high-reward player. I mean, she did kind of take over the game before that. She had a high win rate on Qiyana. And she made some really good plays sometimes. She's just too aggressive, I think, in other situations. I mean, she averaged, like, what was it, 7 deaths a game or something?
An ally has been slain.
That's just, like, ludicrous. But she does get a lot of kills also.
I got free.
This Ashe just feels like she's phoning it in here. It's really hard to hit Vayne with a W. It's like Carlos, are you behind?
This looks like another dangerous
Ally has been
situation.
slain.
Thankfully, I can improvise.
I don't know, I don't know if he can read the chat live. If he's behind, yeah. We are winning in CS. I mean, it is pushing towards him, though. I mean, Ashe is autofill. Like, this was not a good game to play. I probably should have dodged it, but I just wasn't paying attention. Whatever, it's resetting in a couple of days. It's good practice to play some tough games, I guess, sometimes, too. They're playing so far back. Do they know?
Magic.
I'm kind of wondering if they know, honestly. It felt like they knew he was there. Not sure how they knew. Maybe they saw him in the tri-bush and they just decided not to collapse. Vi's 4. I mean, we could do Dragon. Can we do Dragon? Push one more wave.
Zaya told me to improvise. At least, that's the only part of the plan I remember.
I'm gonna have to back over here. It's spooky. I could try to gank that. I don't know. Maybe I should have tried to gank that, but I feel like I'm already losing a lot of tempo. Like, I'm gonna be behind on levels bot lane. After that roam on Dragon, they're gonna be up probably a full level on me. Hey, thanks, Alex. Yeah, we have a ton of views. It kind of, I mean, it's awesome, but it sucks for me that I have to probably, I might be able to stay for one more after this. I'll probably have to go, though, just so I can finalize a few things on my syllabus, because I do have to teach at like 8 in the morning. Hey, what's up, Leah? We're doing all right. We're 3-1 on the night. Had a few pretty competitive games, so a lot better than the previous couple of nights as far as win rate goes. Who's dying a lot? Top laner? Dude, I swear to God, like the top laner every game. I don't know what it is. I feel like we usually go even or win. Now, the lane when I was roaming a lot, I was winning because I was making good plays happening roaming. I was getting a lot of deep vision, but our Caitlyn was chain feeding, so I guess that was sort of a wash.
The universe loves me. I need to know when the action's coming.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have the iPad again. Yeah, might as well back. I guess I could have stayed for experience, but they're gonna zone me out anyways.
Without wild magic, we have no children.
We might be able to play one more after this. We'll see. I mean, I'm probably gonna stay up all night anyways. I'm getting zoned. I can't.
Shut down.
Trying to keep the Braum here so the Braum can't roam. What?
I'm so fine, I gotta kiss myself.
Is Vayne roaming up there? I need this experience though.
An enemy has been slain.
Where's Vayne? The Vi's doing very well though, so that's good. I mean, that's like step one of winning most games, is like have a decent jungler. Like jungler I still think is jungler and mid are the two most important positions, I think.
I have got to stop talking to myself. Damn it, Zaya, where are you? I should totally get paid for this.
Just get that deep vision in.
I'm gonna
As long as Ashe doesn't die.
laugh as I throw it away. I look good. I feel
An ally has been slain.
Oh my god, really? Wow.
name
We
one
going?
that ain't crazy. Yep. If you want to see the human world.
Damn. Alright, well, we ran him off. Hopefully we can get Dragon off of that. Ashe, please.
An ally has been slain.
They're scared of Star. They're scared.
I think Ashe was out and she turned around and tried to...
If you aren't a little frightened,
I'm sorry to hear that, Butter.
woo! I am so into this.
There aren't any, yeah, are they gonna die?
Slain.
She didn't have her ult. She didn't have stopwatch. It's really curious why she didn't rune into stopwatch, because I think that was like, that's clutch on her, right? It's hourglass typically. At least we're doing a good job of taking those dragons so that if Echo gets a kill, he can't get anything else.
Shut down.
No, don't turn around! What? Why would you turn around? What the hell's wrong with this person? You just flashed away. She's full health. Why would you turn around and auto attack?
I don't want a world that's safe.
That's twice she's done that. Because I'm pretty sure, looking on the mini-map from earlier,
An enemy has been slain. Turret plating will
I can't do anything bot lane anyways because they can dive me, so... Might as well go get some experience mid, get some deeper wards back in.
I look around these forests and I see freedom. I hear the music.
Can you go in? I should have her ult. I guess she's not down a ton on CS considering how much I've been roaming. Dude, oh my god. Just face check that bush with the Braum. The Braum must be, they must be super scared that like, with someone's rotating down here like Vi or something. So we're lucky that I've been locking out the vision so hard they have no clue where Vi is and they're just freaked out. Because they definitely could have just killed the Ashe with her face checking Braum like that. Come over here and... Like, get this.
Ain't nothing I say should be taken seriously. That's why it's the
This
truth.
is what you should be doing. Like, if your support's roaming or if you're getting zoned out, if you're losing hard, just like take one of the jungle camps. Vi's fine. She's got plenty of stuff. Like, she can go invade their jungle and fight. Those camps are going unused anyways.
Golden diamonds, boy.
Your turret has been
Don't take a lot of words to tell the truth. I'm getting impatient.
an ally has been slain.
I'm so low on mana.
Shut down.
It's a cool champion. That's cool design. So much gold.
Magic.
Let's make something that's like basically has 2 health bars, 3 jumps,
Ecstasy.
and like a free permanent ghost with pretty high burst damage and pretty good sustained damage. Get her. I think we could have had that. Maybe she thinks the jungler's in the area or something. I don't know.
Okay, Rakan. Get him watching you.
Yeah, they're gonna get middle.
Don't leave nothing. Bring it all.
God, for real? This is why I shouldn't even bother with her. She's fucking worthless. Pardon my French. Can't even beat him, like, under our own tower. Vayne just auto-attacks people
I
down.
need my love to hurt. I need the world to be scary. I don't apologize for it. I feel good.
I mean, Braum wasn't even there. Like, Vayne just straight up, like, 2v1. So sad. When did I get caught? The only time I've died is that 2v1 outplay by the Vayne. I don't think. I mean, maybe Braum was there. I feel like it wasn't. I feel like Braum was cut off by the tower. Well, I mean, this ADC is just autofill. I'm almost positive. Most people on our team are autofilled, except for the except for the Vi. Was he there? I'll have to go back and watch. I thought he got cut off by the tower. He like ulted and missed the Ashe, and then he just like got cut off behind the tower. Is what I think happened. I mean, he was there, you know, in the sense that he was there at the start of the fight, but it was the Vayne pretty much 2v1, almost literally. There's the Vayne. We don't have the point-click ult. Vayne's going to be really difficult to deal with. And Vayne, Jax is just taking our base because we can't freaking 3v1 the Vayne right now. Lissandra doesn't have her ult. Now he's got to give it up. 1-7 ADC again.
Humans think that to believe in something.
She's doing fine, like in the bot lane. She's doing like all right. She's down like maybe 20 CS, which is understandable when your support's roaming a lot. But she turned around twice in fights. I don't know, Scott. I'm gonna have to look at that again, buddy. I mean, you might be lawyering me there a little bit, saying that he was there. He was cut off by the tower when the real fight started. That's what I think. I mean, the Vayne's just outplaying the hell out of everybody and snowballing super hard. Because the Ashe, like, turned around twice and gave him 3 kills, pretty much.
Humans talk about their truths.
Vayne's about to roll up and kill us. What the? Oh, he stunned me like when I was mid W, so my W went on cooldown. Vi at least went with a pretty heavy damage build. We might be able to kill the Vayne. She's gonna have Gensu's after she backs almost. I don't know why she doesn't already have it. She's got 9 kills. Jax is a huge problem too.
It's all filthy and
This game's gonna be tough.
And that's why I love it.
I should have W'd out of the He's getting all the towers.
Your turret has been destroyed. An ally has been slain.
We have like 2 of our strongest people clearing supers, fighting for supers right now, while Jax takes the 2nd tower and someone else ends around Baron. I could have tried to ignite the Echo, but I didn't know his ult status, and even if I killed Echo, they could just finish Baron anyways.
Gotta get myself 1, 2, 1, 2. Woo! All right.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I'm just trying to live the moment.
I don't think it's 50-50. I think they're pretty heavily favored at this point.
Fun. I need some fun. Now.
I mean, the Ashe is just completely dead weight. The Jax has 3 items.
I feel like
And
my
Vayne
allies
is
aren't recognizing
basically
how
on 3
amazing my
items.
cloak is. I mean, rude.
I mean, we had a great little 2-man game, Vi and I. Like, we were taking everything. I had their jungle all warded up. We got like the first 2 or 3 dragons in a row. I guess the first 2. I made some good roams middle. I got Lissandra 2 or 3 kills on the Orianna. Just the Ashe started chain feeding. I mean, it's possible we can still win. It's just like those champions in particular are extremely difficult to deal with when they're very fed. Just because Mord can't even like ult the Vayne because she can just quick silver sash out of it. Vayne or Mord probably tried to come up and fight the Vayne. Now we could maybe get some chain lockdown.
I was born. It's all right. It's okay. I'm staying alive.
We do have a lot of CC we can put on the Vayne, but the Jax also is going to require some resources. Yeah, that was a good arrow.
Look right.
Problem is, Ashe is down 60 CS and 8 kills, 9 kills. So she's probably down like 5,000 gold. They have more towers, and they have Baron and all that stuff too. They just basically won a 4v5 too, like Jax wasn't even there, and he's one of the most fed people. We did kind of stall him out. I mean, Echo's like pretty difficult to deal with too, and he's sort of getting fed. Their team just scales so well. Even Ori, like, if someone's gonna be 1-5 on your team as a mid laner, Ori's one of the best champions to do that. She at least still kind of does stuff. Echo, near the end of last season, they buffed his passive to give it a lot more movement speed, and that's when he started to really take off. I think they gave him like 20% extra movement speed on his passive or something like that. I don't remember the exact buffs. I think his stun got an extra half a second. Scales up to like 2.25 seconds or something on his stun. And then they gave his passive like 10 to 20% more movement speed. Yeah, he was fine before, but they nerfed him pretty hard. He has like almost no pro presence though, so and his solo queue win rate's only like 52%. So it's like he's really strong, but statistically he's not strong enough where they'll probably nerf him. Although, like, maybe. Lissandra has her ult, but Jax is just like endlessly split pushing. I mean, we're getting kills, I guess, but like we're losing so much pressure because they keep like being somewhat competitive in these 4v5s. Like, we're winning them, but like not by enough. And there aren't any objectives for us to take.
Is my cloak right? Yes, it is.
I don't think it's because of the skins. I mean, our wave core is okay. We just don't have a split pusher that can match Jax. Yeah, if we chain everything together like that. If they get cloud, they're gonna get the cloud soul though, maybe. I don't know if we do this fast enough. Hurry up, we gotta go help Jax. He's gonna win the game, potentially. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Jax just wins, I think, right? No. Lissandra got him, but...
I will make them dance. I will make them hear.
I mean, if they got the Baron, they'd be so far ahead, though. Like, I think we had to try for Baron. Just hope that Mordekaiser could hold him. Are you kidding me right now? They fucking lost it to a damn ADC? What is wrong with this Vi?
Your inhibitor is respawning soon.
I mean, we could maybe still win. But holy crap, I can see, okay, maybe you lose it to Echo, even though you're a higher level, like, it is kind of a 50-50 Baron, but, like, there's no excuse for losing it to a Vayne. Like, the thing is, the Vi's done really well for most of the game. She just missed Smite on 2 massive objectives. I mean, she's 12-4, like, she's really the only reason we're in this game, is, like, the Vi, and I guess the Lissandra is helping out, too, but, those are, like, some really huge oopses.
You're only given a little spark.
Yeah, I mean, the Smite fight, I get it, like, it happens, it's 50-50, whatever, like, on the Smite, but, like, the Dragon one's inexcusable. She bought Zonya's Hourglass?
We refuse.
I mean, I guess she does enough damage. Seems a little weird why she wouldn't GA, but...
Rampage.
It buffered my flash? What the fuck? I didn't know flash buffered. So if I get stunned in the middle of my flash animation, it buffers the flash and still flashes after the stun? What? Well, Liss needs to lock down and kill the Vayne. If we kill the Vayne, we pretty much win. Especially if Jax is already dead. No, they don't lose Baron because there is no Baron. Oh, you mean they don't have the Baron buff anymore? I guess that's true. Yeah, but Vayne's still dead for 20. Can Mordekaiser TP in? If we win a fight, maybe. I don't know. Like, Jax can TP back door, though. Fine. Yeah, I guess we need to win one more fight. Are we doing this right now? Really? I guess if we get the Lissandra. Okay. Okay, yeah, I think we can just end it. Vi has her ult still, too. What? Dude. Okay, well, that was an interesting game. It is possible, I guess we can still lose. Okay. Yeah, I mean, thank God we just had like endless CC pretty much with the Lissandra and the Vi, like having very high probability CC, and then the Ashe did hit some arrows in there. Salty Orianna, Jesus. I mean, the Orianna got caught and killed pretty much more than anyone on their team. I mean, a lot of people on their team had a lot of deaths, but... Dang, they died a lot down the stretch, didn't they? Wow, I didn't realize that by the end of the game, we were up 20 kills. Yeah, Braum was ahead of me on vision. They were up. They had map position a lot of the game. We just got a couple of team fights and turned it around. Man, that was spooky, though, missing the... sorry for dropping those F-bombs. That was a tight game. And that was really frustrating that the Vibe missed 2 of those clutch smites, but... we did end up... I mean, the big one was Jax just never grouped. I mean, I know Jax is really good at split pushing, and he was able to beat the Mord, but there were several times where we stalled out their... we stalled out their win by picking off the Jax. Like when they had the Baron and they were pushing in that last fight, we killed the Jax and we were able to rotate and hold middle. Well, I mean, we just had a better team fight, I think, with just our chain CC. And the Jax just was never there at the start of fights, mostly. That last fight he was, but I was able to charm him. But yeah, we usually just started off blowing up one person, and that was it. It was often the Orianna. I wasn't that sure when we blew like the Lissandra ult on the Ori. I mean, Ori, if she does ult, does a lot of damage, so I guess just killing her is probably worth. But I was really scared for the Vayne, but the team did a pretty good job. I'm not even sure how we killed the Vayne in the last fight. I think, did Vi ult her? Maybe Vi ulted her. I know I was there at the very end of it. Let me just see that real quick. So I know Vi, and that's going to be it for tonight, unfortunately. I'm just going to replay that last fight and look at it and just see what happened there. Sandra goes, I ult, go. Then I'm like, okay, we're doing this. I tag Braum. Then right there, I tagged the Jax to stop him from jumping on our team. There's the Vayne. I'm trying to get over there. Was that Vi just hit her with a... Okay, Vayne just got really close. Okay, Vi just got her with a Q punch. She wasn't paying attention. She wasted her tumble. Because Vi still had her ult at the end. So I was wondering, I was like, how did we get Vayne without the... She just used her Q tumble. She got really close and got hit by random stuff. To the Lissandra. And then she didn't save her Q. Like, you always got to save your Q to dodge stuff when you're Vayne at the end. Like, you can't just Q for extra damage in team fights like that. Because I think if Vi doesn't land that punch, we might actually lose that fight. Because I don't know if Vi had the ult the entire time. She had the ult the entire time, actually. Vi is just a gangster. I guess she was thinking, why use the ult when I can just punch? That was really smart of Vi to hold it the entire time to see if Vayne flashed or if Vayne dodged her punch with a Q. Anyways, yeah, that's a good game to go out on. I got to finish up my syllabus and all that kind of stuff, which is going to take a few hours. So, we'll be back tomorrow. I did finish the tier list. I'll go ahead and preview for people still on the stream. This is what it looks like. Soraka, Nautilus, Rakan, Zyra, Leona. So, not that much change. A little bit of shuffling around near the top, but a lot of the same stuff still going to be good. Then Janna, Senna, Blitzcrank, Bard, Nami, and Lulu, Sona.
This is for you to see the winnable video.
Okay, thanks, Carlos. I'll check it out off stream once I log out here. But yeah, so not too much shuffling around, but I did add some extra explanations in there. Yeah, I'll do an ADC tier list. That'll probably come out Friday. I'll do a separate ADC tier list and then an all-roll tier list, just a quicker one. But, okay. All right, thank y'all very much. Have a good day. Check out the new content as it rolls out, and we'll see everybody tomorrow around 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.